We can't talk Pixel without talking about the cameras. So that's what this is. This whole video is dedicated to the cameras, what it can do, all the new features it can do, the new sensors, video, the whole thing. So if you want to know if the Pixel 6 Pro cameras are better or worth it, we talk about it right here. So let's begin. So before we dive into the actual performance, let's talk about the new sensors and all that it offers. So the new star of the show is a 50 megapixel wide, which is a larger sensor that brings in more light, more detail, and more data, but still outputs a good 12 megapixel image. Moving on to their ultra wide, the same 12 megapixel sensor that's been in previous years. You have a 114-degree angle and lens correction to prevent that fisheye GoPro look. And then we have the new and improved 48 megapixel telephoto sensor, which pulls off pretty good imagery with this 4x optical zoom, and then you can get even further. Thanks to their AI enhanced super red zoom, you can get up to 20x digital zoom. So with those three, you'll get the usual pixel image, which I love, but some people have, their taste may vary, and in some situations it may vary. So you'll get high contrast, super detailed images, more on the cooler side, in both normal and low light. Moving on to night sight, still good, brightening up the right parts, sharpening imagery while still looking natural, and of course shot at night. Still takes a few seconds to pull off, despite doing it long before their competitors. So I would think that would get faster, but it's still the same whether you love it or hate it. On the front side, you have the new 11.1 megapixel wide sensor to help with selfies. And it's what you would expect, but in low light situations, the results are a little bit grainier than the past 8 megapixel selfies, even from the 5A and the 5. So did Google finally beef up their video quality to catch up with their photos? Yes. I was actually really nervous because they didn't really dive into it in the keynote, but lo and behold, it's finally good. It's been getting better incrementally, but they definitely made a huge step forward this time around. I think they've leveled up to Samsung quality videos, or at least a lot closer to it than they were before in 4K 60. Still not up to the iPhone level yet, so it's not doing that. But you can actually use the Pixel for a usable video now, finally. Now, one of the big new features they have is the new Magic Eraser, which acts like Photoshop to remove objects and things. You just go to edit a photo, hit the Magic Eraser button. You can circle around it, or you can scribble out an object that you want out of it. Give it a second too, and it's gone. However, you can still see the shadow of the removed object. So if you're like day, or if you're doing it daylight, if you're doing it at night and the light is a certain way, the object will be gone, but its shadow will remain. So it does work as advertised, it's just not perfect. Also new, but in beta, is their new motion mode with action pan and long exposure option, where its AI takes over instead of just shutter speeds for motion and long exposure shots. So this will help you catch a moving car for light streaks, or just catch a moving car, blur everything else out, and have the car in focus. And it takes a second or two to capture, and you'll get some pretty amazing results. And then last and not least is their real tone feature. So this is part of Google's latest AI powered image rendering to help get more lifelike colors when it comes to skin tones for people of color. While we didn't go crazy with extensive testing on this, but from the little we've done, it does seem as effective as advertised. So it looks like Google may have really found their stride. So along with the premium device and all that, on the camera side of things, they made sure to step things up a bit too. Even on the video side, which they've been doing baby steps, while the photo side has been thriving. Were you able to pick one up? Did you get yours yet? Some people did. Some people are still waiting because it took a while for pre-orders and delays, chip shortage, all this other stuff going on. Do you like the pictures we took? What do you think of the photo quality? Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate you for doing so, and see you in the next video. Peace.